We're going to be performing a thoracic C.A.R, controlled articular rotation. Specifically for this region of your spine, we're going to be using the assistance of the ball to create more spinal flexion. All right? So what we're going to start with, I want you to irradiate as per usual. So we're going to squeeze the glutes, drive your feet into the ground, lock out your knees, squeeze your thighs. Then we're going to protract and hug the ball as much as you can. So I want you to stay round up. We want to make sure that we'll lock the spine, okay? Lower spine, okay? Then we're going to inhale, exhale, and push into my hands to create tension in your abdominals. And now what we're going to do is we're going to first flex as much as you can and round up as far as you can, but we don't want to go too far until you get the lock. When you get to the lock, we're going to rotate to the side, just rotate using your obliques until you get stuck. Once you get stuck, you're going to do side bend, and when you cannot go any further, you're going to start extending as much as you can and transferring to the opposite side, trying to create more extension. When you get to the opposite side, you stay in that flexion. When you feel that you cannot move any further, you're going to bring that shoulder towards the opposite hip. You're going to stay in flexion, and then you're going to finish up, come to the initial position, and slowly come up vertebrae by vertebrae. So now we're going to do in the opposite direction. So basically, again, you squeeze your glutes, you push your feet into the ground, you flex your spine as much as you can. You're trying to pull the ball into your mid-back. Then you're going to rotate into opposite direction. Rotate, rotate, try. You see his hips move. We want to make sure that hips get stabilized. So until he cannot go any further, then he does lateral flexion, then he does extension of the spine, pulling the shoulder blades as far back as he can, switches to the opposite side, cannot go any further, brings opposite shoulder to the opposite hip, and finishes up with coming into the flexion. And then from the flexion, he comes back into the extension. The reason we use the ball, because you can hug the ball and you can protract your shoulder blades, and it gives you more feedback so you can truly feel what area you're concentrating on while utilizing your obliques and feeling tension through thoracic spine.